Hello, Miss Thinker here. Your daily source for mind-blowing facts, forgotten history, and powerful motivation. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and dreamed of visiting the stars? For most of human history, that was pure science fiction. But today, we're standing on the edge of a new frontier, space tourism. This isn't just about astronauts on scientific missions anymore. It's about everyday people like you and me getting the chance to see our planet from a perspective only a handful have ever witnessed. But how does it actually work? What does it take to become a space tourist? And what are the realities of this incredible journey? Let's blast off and explore the science behind taking a vacation out of this world. First, let's define what we mean by space. Where does Earth's atmosphere end and outer space begin? Most scientists and aerospace organizations use something called the Kármán line. This is an imaginary boundary about 100 kilometers or 62 miles above sea level. Above this line, the air is so thin that traditional aircraft can't fly. To stay aloft, you need to travel at orbital velocity, meaning you're officially in space. So any tourist who crosses this line has earned their astronaut wings. There are two main types of space tourism currently available or in development. The first is suborbital flight. Think of it as a massive roller coaster ride to the edge of space. Companies like Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic are the pioneers here. Their vehicles launch vertically or are carried by a mothership, then ignite their rockets to climb straight up at incredible speeds. Passengers experience a few minutes of weightlessness at the peak of their trajectory, where they can float around the cabin and gaze at the curvature of the Earth and the blackness of space through large windows. Then gravity takes over and the capsule or spaceplane glides back to Earth for a landing. The entire experience lasts from about 10 minutes to an hour and a half, but those precious minutes at the top are what it's all about. The second type is orbital flight. This is a much bigger leap, both in terms of technology and experience. Instead of just popping up and coming back down, orbital tourism involves achieving a speed of about 17,500 miles per hour. That's fast enough to continuously fall around the Earth, which is what an orbit is. SpaceX is a major player here. Their Dragon capsule can take private citizens on multi-day journeys, orbiting our planet hundreds of miles high. These tourists can spend several days living and working in space, experiencing prolonged weightlessness and seeing countless sunrises and sunsets. Some of these missions have even docked with the International Space Station, allowing tourists to visit the orbiting laboratory. This is the ultimate space vacation, but it requires much more extensive training and, of course, comes with a significantly higher price tag. But what happens to your body when you go to space? It's a very different environment, and our bodies react in some fascinating ways. The most immediate and famous effect is weightlessness, or microgravity. Without the constant pull of gravity, fluids in your body shift upwards. This can lead to a puffy face and skinny legs, a condition astronauts playfully call puffy head bird legs syndrome. It can also cause space adaptation sickness, which is a lot like motion sickness. You might feel dizzy, nauseous, and disoriented for the first day or two as your brain tries to make sense of the new up is down, down is up environment. Your vestibular system, which controls balance, is completely confused. Thankfully, this usually subsides as your body adapts. Over longer durations, the effects become more serious. Without gravity to work against, your muscles and bones start to weaken. Astronauts on the International Space Station have to exercise for about 2 hours every day using special resistance machines just to maintain their muscle mass and bone density. Even with this rigorous routine, they still lose bone mass, which can take months or even years to recover once they're back on Earth. Your cardiovascular system also gets a little lazy in space, since it doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood uphill against gravity. This is why astronauts undergo careful medical checks and rehabilitation after returning. For short-term suborbital flights, these effects are minimal. But for anyone planning a longer trip, physical fitness and preparation are absolutely key. Of course, space travel isn't without its dangers. We're talking about strapping yourself to a controlled explosion after all. The launch and re-entry phases are the most critical parts of any mission. During launch, you're subjected to intense G-forces, feeling several times your normal body weight pressing you into your seat. Re-entry is just as intense, as the spacecraft plows through the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds, generating incredible heat. The heat shields have to work perfectly to protect the crew inside. While modern spacecraft have multiple redundant systems and emergency escape options, the risk is never zero. The history of space exploration is filled with both triumphs and tragedies. and every commercial company takes safety as their absolute top priority. Another significant danger, especially on longer orbital flights, is space radiation. Earth's magnetic field and atmosphere protect us from most of the harmful radiation from the sun and deep space. But once you leave that protected bubble, you're exposed to higher levels of cosmic rays and solar particles. This increases the long-term risk of health issues. Spacecraft are built with shielding to minimize this exposure, but it's a constant concern for mission planners, especially for future trips to the Moon or Mars, where the journeys are much longer. There's also the threat of space debris. Decades of satellite launches have left a cloud of junk orbiting our planet, from tiny paint flecks to defunct satellites. Even a small object moving at orbital speeds can cause catastrophic damage if it hits a spacecraft. Tracking this debris and maneuvering to avoid collisions is a complex and crucial part of keeping space travelers safe. So, what does the future hold for space tourism? We are just at the very beginning of this new age. Right now, it's a luxury reserved for the ultra-wealthy. But just like with air travel a century ago, costs are expected to come down over time as technology improves and the industry scales up. Companies are already envisioning space hotels in low Earth orbit, where you could spend a week-long vacation with a truly out-of-this-world view. Imagine a luxury suite where the window looks out not on a beach, but on the entire continent of Europe passing by below. Further into the future, we might see regular tourist trips to the Moon. Missions like NASA's Artemis program are paving the way for a permanent human presence on the lunar surface. Once the infrastructure is in place, it's not hard to imagine the first lunar resort being built. Imagine walking on the Moon, experiencing 1/6 of Earth's gravity and looking up to see our beautiful blue marble hanging in the black sky. And beyond that? Mars. While a tourist trip to the Red Planet is still firmly in the realm of science fiction for now, visionaries are already drawing up the plans. The journey would be long and arduous, but the reward would be to stand on the surface of another world. The rise of space tourism is about more than just thrilling rides and amazing views. It has the potential to fundamentally change our relationship with the cosmos. The overview effect is a phenomenon reported by many astronauts, a cognitive shift in awareness after seeing Earth from space. They describe an overwhelming sense of the beauty and fragility of our planet, a realization that national borders are invisible, and a powerful feeling of connection to all of humanity. As more people experience this, it could foster a greater sense of global unity and a stronger commitment to protecting our home planet. From a 10-minute hop to the edge of space to a multi-day orbit around the globe, space tourism is turning a timeless dream into a tangible reality. It's a complex, challenging, and risky endeavor, but it's also a testament to human ingenuity and our unyielding desire to explore. The journey is just beginning, and the coming decades will be an incredibly exciting time as we take our first tentative steps as a spacefaring species, not just as astronauts, but as tourists, explorers, and citizens of the cosmos. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you are as excited about the future of space travel as I am, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the science that's shaping our future. What would you want to do first on a trip to space? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.